So,
Okay, we live. I got to put my under. I'll be right. I'm y'all check the stuff.
oh, okay.
All right, spirit hot. Spirit want to do what the spirit do.
We good, nigga.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was getting it.
Second, please.
Just give us a moment.
Technical.
Hey, I can remember, be mindful if you're recording and you catch somebody's leg, you know what I'm saying? If they have shorts, remember. Be a team player. Hire the camera.
Oh, hell no. Let me put that so you can get cussed out.
Right. Pastor Ronald's gonna call me and be like, what's going on?
Hey, got me having to put in more to the ceiling.
That's cool. That's the limit. Finger pistol.
You on the God?
Yeah, I'm about to get out.
Okay.
I can go. So I'm just waiting to.
Hit it.
Okay.
So yeah, we going live. You right? Come jump in when he.
Why does this not change?
He's not really live.
Yeah, he knows.
Well, no, I mean he can come jump
You
in.
jump in.
When he.
Are we live?
Yeah, we already live.
Yeah, I'm going.
Hey, did you check GMS Chicago?
You're live.
That's all good?
You're live.
Yeah, you definitely live, brother. I can see people on the comment board.
All right, I should be live, and then if we're checking, right? I see all the Malcolmers.
All right.
And then you're right. You said the GMS Chicago went live already.
Yeah, I'm live. GMS. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago, and first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Barashem, Yahweh Shai, Barashem, Rakarash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, that risk their lives and their freedom. Right, to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf, and I mean the very few women of our nation that listen and learn.
All three of them.
Because the women of the other nations, they don't really matter. All right, the women of the other nations are just going to be servants and handmaids.
It's kind
all
of
right? As simple as that. Real quick, get that in Matthew. Is it Matthew 24? That the day of the Lord come like a thief in the night.
Got you.
Let's start with that.
This is
And you know, and you niggas and spiggers in the world, man. Just like when we give you a lesson.
F1.
Someone from the Great Millstone, starting with the apostles and the elder bishops on down, will give you a lesson, and then they put in precepts, they put in history, they put in the meaning of words. They give you solid information that cannot be debunked.
Receipts.
All right, they give you receipts, and then you still fix your lips to say something stupid. All right, to say something idiotic,
Unlearned.
or very unlearned, or blurt out your opinion, which doesn't match up with what we're reading and talking about. Even though the evidence has been displayed, I don't understand it. It's just. But then again, I do. The Lord, the Lord said, "Give them eyes that they do not see, ears that they do not hear." Man.
Isaiah 6.
All right, and time is getting short, man, and there's going to be a payment for all this scoffing and all this backbiting that's coming against the service of the Lord, man.
Make a payment.
Right, for offending any of the little ones. It's going to be a harsh, painful, rebuke from on high to your ass.
That's right. That's right. I got it. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. So the Lord says He's coming as a thief in the night, man. That's why the scriptures also says, You know, don't be caught up with surfeiting and rioting and reveling and partying and going hard for Esau's world and this wickedness out here, unless you be caught unawares, caught off guard.
Jake wants to party and bullshit, you know, all the time. This is Matthew 24:6, and it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places." All those things are happening now like they've never happened in the history of mankind. All right?
Man.
Of the worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
All right? It said all these are the beginnings of sorrows. All right? Matter of fact, I was supposed to do a pro event yesterday and couldn't do it because a tornado destroyed the stage.
Yes, right. And all the equipment got molded and shit, right?
They couldn't even. Yeah, the warehouse where all this stuff was housed.
You got the mats and all
the mats and all the rods and the stuff that the set this, because this is the pro event. The stage is elevated, and then they got then you got the racks where all the lights go on and the sound system and all the lights and the smoke. Everything got water damage because a tornado opened up the roof and fucked everything up inside. All right.
Beautiful.
But it says, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. People hate us simply because of the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right? Well, let me finish it.
Also do it in amplified, what you just read.
Okay, kind. And it says, and then many shall be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. People get offended when you tell them the truth. People get offended when you bring the scriptures out. All right? And whether it comes out, whether I speak like a nerd or I bring it out rough and rugged hood style. Chicago style, motherfucker.
That's right.
It's if I'm telling the truth and it lines up with what's being said in the scriptures, who cares how I said it, man? Right. Paul said, though I be rude in speech, not in wisdom, not in knowledge. Right. All right? As long as I'm not lying to you and changing the doctrine,
This is Matthew 24 in the Amplified.
Let me finish it, brother. I'm almost there. And it says, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. Hassad, Elder Nate, Bishop, okay?
You got nigga Nate.
And a whole list of other people, man. From the knife camp, all right? From the ancient world. And that same spirit is back. And remember, for them guys as part of the knife camp, all right, that fell apart, it broke. Jerusalem still fell. All right, Jerusalem still fell, man. Yep. All right, and you still got sent into slavery right along with everybody else's. The curses still fell upon your ass. Yep. All right, and it says, and because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Israel is killing each other almost faster than Esau is killing us. All right, they'll get mad, over Massey and shit, but then, the niggas will shoot their own people in the face all fucking day long, man. You niggas are full of shit.
Hypocrites.
And Esau is using this just to stir up chaos, bringing out BLM. Black Lives Matter is a white organization with a black name.
That's right.
All right, point blank period. BLM is a white organization with a black name. All right, you don't see them do anything for it's so-called black people. All right, until it's some sort of shooting or something, and then they jump on a bandwagon so they can get some political shit going. All right, as simple as that. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
And anything else you brothers got.
This is Matthew 24 in the Amplified, and you just hit a little Amplified. I'm going to go up a little bit.
Start verse 3, because basically it lets you know who was inquiring, who cared about when these things would come, because when they came to him privately.
This is Matthew 24 and 3 in the Amplified. While Yahushua was seated on Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately and said, tell us, when will this destruction of the temple take place? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end? Completion, consummation of the age. Yahushua answered, be careful that no one misleads you, deceiving you and leading you into error. For many will come in my name, misusing it, and appropriating the strength of the name which belongs to me, saying, I am the Hamashiach, the Messiah, the anointed, and they will mislead many. You will continually hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you're not frightened, for those things must take place, but that is not yet the end of the age. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pangs. This is the one that caught my attention. But all these are merely the beginnings of birth pangs, of the intolerable anguish and the time of unprecedented trouble. Whew, I got to read that again. But all these are merely the beginning of birth pangs, of the intolerable anguish and the time of unprecedented trouble. Then,
To it compared it to a woman, in her labor pains. Labor pains don't just stop; they get worse and worse.
Then will they hand you over to endure tribulation, and will put you to death,
Turn that notice off.
and will be hated by all nations because of my name. At that time, many will be offended and repelled by their association with me, and will fall away from the one whom they should trust, and will betray one another, handing over believers to their persecutors, and will hate one another. It's like it. All right, and I would make sure because they're lawless. Many false prophets will appear and mislead many. Because lawlessness is increased, the love of most people will grow cold. But the ones who endures and bears up under suffering to the end will be saved.
And that's the men of the Lord.
That's it.
And the elect, those very few, sisters that listen and learn. The very, very few. All right.
I got something for you. Like I said, because you're saying how these people, they want to come and scoff at us, 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
There you go, man. Just like many of you are going to be condemned by your own vices.
That's it.
A lot of you're going to be that movie It was very spiritual. And the Lord is going to destroy a lot of you with your own fears, man.
That's it.
You're scared of snakes, you might get swallowed by one. A lot of people got swallowed by snakes recently. Alligators, crocodiles, spiders,
I got some.
escaped inmates, whatever, however it be, man. It's things about to happen, man. And the king of terrors is getting ready to release terror on this society, man.
Can I back you up?
Absolutely.
Wisdom of Solomon 3:10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations.
Now that's it. If you ever seen the movie It, that's it right there.
Which
All
have
right.
neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's scary, bro, because if you have a vivid imagination, you're scared of dogs, you're scared of cats, you're scared of rats, scared of alligators, or whatever you greatly afraid of.
Yeah.
The Lord said he can even bring an apparition that's not even that, but just an apparition to get you with it, make you think it is, and have your ass spin like what was those people in those videos over the last day?
They all saw something
spinning
before they
and going
died.
around, and they was like, oh shit, that twirling, whatever that
I
twirling
believe
thing
it was
was.
a death angel came and revealed a very horrific vision to them. They saw something.
That's right.
And then they all died shortly after. They all pointed and spun and was kind of swiping, trying to move something away from them. Like they were trying to run, terrified. Then they gave up the ghost.
Man.
All right. So those videos were actually allowed to be shared in public and published for a reason, man. The Lord wanted those to be seen. All right. But so let's go ahead and play this video. We're gonna play about maybe.
All right, now this is getting absolutely ridiculous. We have video footage of 8 armed Venezuelans, or they are presumed to be Venezuelans, part of the armed and illegal group.
Pause it. He said presumed to be Venezuelans. We've all seen the images of the mask. All right, of those CIA Mission Impossible type prosthetic masks that they put on to make themselves look, that white men put on to make themselves look ethnic. All right, make themselves look black. They go from being Bradshaw to Tyrone.
Hey.
All right, with a pulling on of a mask and putting on some gloves.
Part of the MO from the Boston Tea Party.
Then they try to fake pimp and still be off beating shit.
I got it on screen.
Exactly. Okay. So there it is. So don't think that they don't do this. They have people put on these masks and do hits and do crimes and they videotape it. I believe a lot of those snatch and grabs that they were doing this as well. And a lot of those shootings that just get caught on tape for no apparent reason at all. I believe that they do that as well.
Mm-hmm. And they do it for high profile, like the presidents and shit like that. There's a big thing going on right now saying, where's President Biden? They saw him one time in a week and someone called getting on the plane, but they're all saying they don't look like him. They said that all the voice stuff recordings that Kamala was acting like she was talking to him. The AI said it was 99% AI generated. Right now, you can't tell what's what.
Yeah, so you don't know what's what, man. Yeah. All right, you know, and they just watch the the Mission Impossible movies. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. But put it back to the video about Kashal. When he said that, you know, I had to. Shalom, beloved.
Man, I wish I would have bought the peanut butter and jelly, man.
Chicago, they got shot up by some Edomites with some. You could tell they were was wearing no masks. You could tell because you could see the Edomite didn't cover his arm all the way.
You see his white hand.
Yeah, exactly.
His pale flesh.
And this happened in Chicago, and they fired them up. They killed them niggas. And it looked like they can't do.
Right, perfect shots.
Perfect shots.
2 to the chest, one to the head. And niggas ain't shooting that good unless they 1 foot in front of you. And they still might still shoot the dude next to you.
I seen it the other day. The dude got up to 8 something on one, and he went in his pocket like he's trying to give him the money, and he pulled out his buster and did like this right there and missed. Like that's like he point blank, and then he run off. The other guy run off. I'm like, y'all some horrible ass shots because they don't train.
They don't because they pull the trigger. They don't squeeze the trigger. Mm-hmm. They don't know. So that's why they be missing. Because they pulling it every time they doing it. They jerking it so that everybody to the right of your target is getting hit.
Oh Lord have mercy.
If you right-handed, and if you left-handed, it's everyone to the left of your target that's getting hit. They don't understand the difference between the pull the trigger and squeezing the trigger.
That's right. That's right. All right, here we go.
That are coming into the United States, part of the Trende Aragua group. Now they took over a robbery of a jewelry store, pointing guns at the customers. 3 Hispanic men in a separate incident broke into a house in Aurora, Colorado, pretending to be Amazon workers. This happened maybe a week ago. This is something I really want you guys to watch out for because this.
When the hell do 3 people show up to your house to deliver 1 package?
Come on, man.
And who's the stupid motherfucker that's gonna open the door for him?
Oh, you're Amazon. Oh, you are like nice. That's pretty cool.
1 Pedro and Jose? Oh wow. Really?
They had no guns to me. It looked like they had no guns and nothing like that.
So go ahead, brother. That just was just.
This is exactly why you need to increase your threat operation, your threat area of operation, and your situational awareness. Now, how many of you get deliveries, whether it's Walmart, United States Postal Service, Amazon, I don't care who it is. These individuals broke into a house posing as Amazon workers. The mother was at home with her kids at the time. They say the men hurt her kids during the robbery. Now remember, the media doesn't want you to think there's ever anything wrong. They don't want you to think that you're not safe. They want you to think that no matter what, you call 911 and the police will come before they do terrible things to your daughter and your children. Now the accents that they have, according to eyewitness reports, says that they are part of the Venezuelan group. People must be vigilant, says one community reporter. Amazon should stop letting drivers use their own cars. It adds to the confusion of what is a legitimate delivery and who might be a criminal posing as an Amazon worker. Now, in further detail, 3 foreign men forced their way into a family home after posing as an Amazon delivery person. The foreigners were holding a package. They waited for the family to open the door. When the family finally did open the door, the suspects forced their way inside of the home, robbed them, and harmed them. 1 adult and 2 children were home at the time. Now, the police department's response, here's what happens. The police come. They say, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't be here sooner. Oh, you're going to need, trauma PTSD therapy for the next 6 years. Oh, your kids are never going to feel safe again because you were led to believe that you lived in a safe country, in a safe city, in a safe state, whatever. Here's what we can do for you.
The stupidity of any American when you have double delivery show up from the same delivery company,
Come on, bro.
but you got two people delivering the same package.
Never happens.
All right, no,
Never
this
happened.
was a separate. He said, and that was another individual. This was two men.
Oh, come.
So this was a separate individual. So they bust in and hurt the family and whatever.
Even in
All right, it makes absolutely no sense. But the fact is, what you got to understand is that if these things are happening, okay, they're not going to be able to tell the difference, or they're not going to care when Esau starts committing this violence against Jacob. He's not going to care about the Mexican American, the Puerto Rican American that was born here, been here all along. All right, between the difference between him and a Venezuelan who's been here a couple years or just yesterday. All right, once he starts shooting Pedro, everybody's Pedro to him.
And it's funny, because I got Venezuelans on the team and everything, and I got Mexicans on the team. And today I didn't have the Venezuelans, I had the Mexicans, two of them, and they was looking like each other. And somebody, three of them, and one of them got confused with the Venezuelan, and they looked at each other like, "They thought you was Venezuelan." He said, "I thought I was Venezuelan." He's like, "Hell no." That's the thing.
You see what I mean?
But when it come down to shit in the fan, all Venezuelans, Mexicans, niggas, Latinos, Native American Indians, all of them, we all niggas.
We all gonna be targets.
We all targets. They don't give a fuck about your darkies.
And they're talking about deputizing the good old boys.
Yeah.
All right, so they're gonna deputize these militias who have shown themselves to be very racist. A lot of these police officers are also in these militias. I wouldn't be shocked that if the police officer that just shot the young lady in the face, Massey, all right, that he's in one of those militias.
Yep.
Okay, and believe me, they gonna do everything they can in their power to try to get him off, or get him a light sentence.
I mean,
all right,
pretty much. They're gonna say first offense.
But nevertheless, she's another example of what we're talking about. And then she called on Earth Pig.
Yeah, oh, perfect.
There is no power in the name Jesus. All right, the name Jesus literally means Earth Pig.
Cheese and rice.
That's what it means. When you the word the J-E-G and then the word Pan. All right, Pan is earth, G is pig. All right, so it literally translates Earth Pig. And it is not his name. Never has been.
And the letter J is the advent of 1524 Tricino experimentation with the letter I. It's no letter J. And you can go Google this. They'll tell you this is not his name. The name of the Lord is Yahweh. And the name of his son is Yahweh Shai. All you Negroes, niggerettas, and people calling on sweet cheese and rice, sweet Jeebus. All right, Allah, Buddha, and all that stuff. The Lord is coming for you because there's no power in those names.
No, He's gonna send the Edomite with the great sword to take care of you, man.
Perfect.
Do that.
All right, the hammer of the earth, him who could take the peace from the earth, man.
There was no E and U in that ancient Hebrew.
No E, no U,
So
no U sound,
That's right.
no E sound, no V, no V. All right,
Is it?
no Esav. You know, it's Esau.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is not revolutionary.
Exactly.
This is not revolutionary knowledge, wisdom. Man. This is simple. This is simple research, man. This is easy research. Jake don't pick up a fucking book. Jake don't do no real research. He'll research on how to make crack better. He'll research how to go ahead and make a tattoo better and whatever is madness better. But he's not going to go and ask what's the history about the Lord, the scriptures, and history and languages. They don't give a damn.
And that's why it says in Matthew, 26 and 4. 24 and 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Bring out your scripture, Kanasa.
This Acts 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
So, and we've proven thoroughly, even Bishop proved, all right, on one of the best video breakdowns in the history of the internet on the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
He know, but he uses it sparingly. They use it only when they need
you're
to.
hireling once you've been paid off,
Yeah.
You rather
You
not
can use it. He was
tell.
on his deathbed.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was getting sick and he was damn near ready to die, and then he was calling on sweet Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, I think that the Lord is preserved.
Yeah, he got
Preserving him so that he can be punished publicly.
I believe so
And
too.
because just the same way that Sakari is falling apart right
Yes,
now,
sir.
and
As we said, it started with the apostles on down. For years, we said the Most High is going to start breaking up the motherfucking other camps.
And I'm shocked. I didn't think that Shikari would be one of the first. Shikari would be one of the first ones.
Oh yeah.
I literally thought it would be IUIC or ISUPK or some of these other ones. But the Lord is getting ready to start these, especially them 501c3 charter camps, because them other ones, they still can be, at least they ain't made that covenant with Esau.
True.
Wi-Fi and all, a lot of them other groups. Right. They ain't made no covenant with Esau, but these guys actually made a covenant with the enemy, man. They're 501c3 chartered. Right?
And the proof of
which
how
means
bad,
it tainted. It cannot be trusted.
That's
and yet I can understand why brothers will still, brothers of the gospel, why would you take your holy garments and your garments are profane being with those guys, man. And you know what? Hey, look, I said it about Al-Azhar out the gate, going all the way back to 2011.
Now the funny thing,
when he got kicked out of the Washington camp, what he did to Elder Yerad never sat well with me, and then he ran down to San Diego, and Sakari kicked off, and and they were going hard, teaching the same gospel as Great Millstone to the T, and then all of a sudden I saw the merchandising. Right, and then all of a sudden the hat was on every time he was teaching. I was like, yeah.
Waxing worse and worse.
He did, and there's been no turning back since then. I always said with these guys, these merchandising camps, there's always trying to sell shit, on the internet, and not focusing on the work of the Lord.
If I may.
Yeah, we all remember the snacking off video. Can a nigga just snack off?
No.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Exactly.
Glow stick.
It's glow. I was just about to say. Now the funny thing.
How the fuck you snack on a glow stick?
Man.
I don't even want to know.
Now the funny thing is, if you go back to a lot of these Johnny Come Latelys, they have no idea and clue about the history of the main elders and the other subset camps and so forth. You're 100% right, Elder, because he was doing everything lockstep in that transition from him starting his own thing. But then there was one video he came out too. There was one video came out. He said, I'm tired of taking the load. I've taken the load all this time. Yeah, from the moment of that video, he has waxed worse on an exponential basis.
Because he got a breakdown wrong and he got corrected.
Yeah. And he got
mad because he felt like, because he had followers, he was ahead of something, all right, and he didn't like the fact that he got corrected, and that's what that all.
And from that moment, his doctrine went way off, and to show you how bad Sakari really is, because they're actually worse than what we even think. Because we see the bravado and even Apostle Tahar say, Sakari's close to us and close to the doctrine we teach. But the proof that they're not is Hassad. He come from jumping camp to camp to them, brought them for the last several years, and he come out with the madness coming out of his mouth after separating. They're not teaching over there. They're not teaching no real gospel. They're not teaching no real doctrine.
They podcast Israelites.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Exactly. And what do podcasts get you? It gets you views. It gets your name out there, and it's all about money. People then, because what's going up there? The Instagram, the Zelle. I mean, the
Cash
App, the Zelle, the
PayPal.
And then they teach that woman-friendly doctrine, which we do not. The Bible is not friendly to women that are out of order. Right? The Bible has order. All right. And that order is the Most High Himself, our Savior and King Yahushua. All right. Then the man. All right. Then the woman. Then the children. That's the order. The Bible gives it to you.
Perfect.
And this world today, women want to be equal with and above the man.
That's it.
All right. And then they want to bring their children up equal with and above the man. Put on the next video. Bring out your scripture. That's enough on that.
This is the bag of what y'all was saying about Shikari, Alizé, and how once he got fucking chastised and whatnot for breaking something down wrong, his doctor started waxing worse and worse. This is Hebrews 12 and 11. Now, no chastening for the present seems to be joyous, but grievous nevertheless. Afterward it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. But that showed that as soon as he got the chastisement, what he do? He go left. So that means that he was never really in it to win it for real.
Well, you know, he was doing all the rap battles today, because what was his rap name? Delirious or something like that?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
You know, and a lot of his doctrine has been delirious.
Constant.
In a constant delirious state, man.
I almost put on the shirt with that.
Okay? He's been in a constant delirious state, because I think sometimes he turns back into delirious and he don't even know it, man.
Right.
Man.
And that's true delirium, is that you don't know you're delirious.
Right. Steady getting it.
Hey, that's right.
No,
I got one
Don't
too.
forget, Sakari was the other assholes used to say that we used to beat cats and stuff. They was in that shit too.
PDF files.
Right.
What's that scripture? Happy is he who the Lord chastises.
Job 5:17.
And it's sad too, because the who we feel is the true elder of all Israel on earth today. And what we feel is only, you know, what we think and feel is only what matters, because we're the only true spiritual ones out here. All right? And the men that follow the likewise doctrine, which is Apostle Elder Tahar.
Perfect.
And Apostle Elder Tahar actually had affinity for Alizar.
Man.
It's clear that he did. And
Yeah.
he was, and you know, look, we're all the fruit of Apostle Tahar.
That's it, brother.
All right, one way or another. Now we came under the brothers that we came under. But if you follow the channels, the tree up, if you follow the roots, back to the tree, back up to the branches, all right, and back up to wherever it came from, at the top of that tree is going to be Apostle Elder Tahar.
That's right.
Right? Be it if you saw, with me, it was Elder Bishop Sakaran. All right? So everybody has somebody that they were connected to.
Hey.
Right? That drew them to the great millstone. All right?
Ariala in LA. I didn't know about Great Millstone any camp. This is 2005. I come to Venice Beach, and it was Ariala, who's a contemporary of Apostle Tahar. You all don't know the bloodline. You go to Nate and IUIC, that's Apostle Tahar.
Exactly.
You go to Sakari, that's Apostle Tahar.
Exactly.
You go to a lot of these different camps. That's why we get mad at these upstarts.
Including the bishop.
That's right.
Exactly. Right.
He was under Apostle
He was
Tahar.
and learned under Apostle Tahar, and he and his own organization just seem to ignore that fact.
That's right.
And see, that I get tired of people ignoring facts.
That's right.
That's why I have two history channels talking about historical facts, man. Biblical facts. Fuck your feelings, what you think and feel.
That's right. Elevate.
Soft ass.
Hey.
No, it's the spirit. It's the spirit in the scriptures. Going into the Acts, the Lord said, "What if this is a many? Right? He was going to break it apart." So that's what you're seeing, and it's very fucking ironic. This is a guy that had unity camps. Now a guy in your camp has a different doctrine. Still go preach the word with him. It's a different doctrine, but that's what you stood for.
That's right. And getting awards from Sa Nigga for being the Hebrew Man of the Year. How you gonna let a motherfucking Kemet nigga give you a Hebrew Israelite Award of the Year, and you accept it, and then make a big deal out of it, and then then when the men of the Lord cuss you out about
You
it,
just mad because you didn't get it.
exactly. Like we don't fuck about something. Man, we don't care about no fucking medals. I don't give a fuck for nothing, man.
All right.
From Sa Nigga on top of that.
That's it.
I actually got that precept.
Sasu and Betty.
I actually got that precept that Shapaya just quoted. I was holding it on deck. Actually, this is Acts 5 and 30. I'm gonna start at 36. For before these days rose up, that is, boasting himself to be somebody, to be whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain.
Right. So this was a charismatic guy.
Yep.
You know.
Charismatic.
Yep.
Right, some dope ass garments too.
Crack.
Just like Pops.
And all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered and brought to naught.
That's right.
So the Lord bringing all these other camps to naught anyway.
Kind.
You know, verse 37. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all.
Right, because the common thing you're going to get out of all this is vainglory.
Yeah,
Right? Just like
it
in
is.
Second Esdras, man. right? And that's what a lot of these young upstart camps. That's all they want. They want vainglory, man. They ain't really in it for Yahweh Shem Shah.
Kind of like
Niggas
Murph
gonna-
said, add water Israelites.
That's right.
Right, add water elders. Right, you know what's that dude from that one group that was bouncing around from camp to camp,
Before y'all
disappeared for 2 years and then came back to elder. Yeah, dopey, dopey.
I call
All right.
him
Yeah, I call him dopey.
And now,
Them niggas is
can't
dopes.
do it.
All right,
Got the Adam Abbott.
Yeah,
they
they-
changed their,
you know,
all that
just-
shit.
There were another one. You know, youngins.
Mhm.
You know, it's always the young guys that come up. I
Upstarts.
watched that movie Bikers, which was a really good movie,
That's a
man.
damn good movie.
And so it is a damn good movie. And what was the weird dude, the little nerdy dude that became a cop? How they beat him up that night?
Oh yeah.
And he was talking about he don't know about all these new guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And then and he one of the OGs, one of the founding members of the group, and the young guys decided they didn't like what he said, and you know they jumped him and beat him damn near to death.
Yep.
Damn, they killed him.
Yep.
Just because he said that he was ready to hang up his jacket and relax and maybe and become a cop. How cool it would be to become a cop. All right. And they damn near killed the guy, man. But the point is that the group, when they first started riding, they were just a social group that hung out, and it was all about being cool, hanging out in the bar, and just riding your motorcycle and wearing your jacket. Then these new guys came in and started turning it into something else.
Right.
And of course, it wasn't like they were just a bunch of bitch niggas. They would protect each other, but that wasn't what they was about. But that's what it became. And new niggas always get in shit. It's the same thing with the gangs in Chicago.
I was going to say
the gangs in Chicago didn't start off as gangs at all.
They was a softball.
All right, they started off as many things. Some of the gangs started off as defenders of their neighborhoods.
Right,
Edomites.
that too.
All right, but over the years, they lost order, and when Esau infiltrates and puts his foot in everything, and but the thing is that none of those things were of the Lord. That's the point of it. Going back to what Shapati was saying.
It's all vainglory and people going after their own so-called self-righteousness, which is not righteousness at all, as the scriptures say.
I got a couple.
Bring him out, brother. Before you do, though, I got to get this one after the sake of what he says. But somebody grab it. Second Ezra 14:34. Real quick.
Second Ezra 13 and 44.
No, 14 and 34. Based upon what you just said, man.
All right,
I got it right.
You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 34. It says, "Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding
There it is.
and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy."
So if you reform your own thoughts, your own ways, man, the Lord's ways are higher than your ways, man.
That's it.
And you think you're gonna outthink the Lord? That's what Edom's trying to do right now. He's lost his grip on the world, and they're all at each other's throat, and they're about to have World War III.
Yeah.
Bring out your scriptures.
So I got two of them. This is the first one, Ephesians chapter 2. I'll start at verse 9. It says, I'll start at verse 8.
8, yeah.
It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of the Most High God, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship." You see, we are the workmanship of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And if you truly believe in the workmanship and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know that he does things decently and in order. We read the Bible, and it's the biblical history that there were always some top men. And amongst those top men, there would be a top man. Now, either Hassad and Sakari or whoever you want to, they're the top men. All right, because there's some top men on the earth, just like you read in Acts 15, where there was a disputation, there was an argument about something scriptural, and then they said, you know what, even the Apostle Paul said, you know what, we having this disputation, you know what, let's take it to the top. So the argument could be over with. Once you go to the top, and somebody don't understand something, you got questions or whatever the case may be, well, if we, couldn't figure it out ourselves, well, let's just go to the top. And so who did they go to? The apostles. And then the apostles talked about it, heard the matter, and at the very end of it all, the Apostle Peter, who was the top man of the top men, he said, you know what? This is what the Spirit says, and this is what it is. I'm sending these men back with you with this letter. Argument done. This is what it is, whether you receive it, believe it, or not. Argument done. You know what I'm saying? And so,
and you know what, y'all?
Yes.
These assholes will use the scripture you're using until they're disproved.
Exactly.
Continue.
Exactly.
I want to say that.
So let me read it again. It says, for we, back in Ephesians 2:10, it says, for we are his workmanship, created in Yahushua unto good works, which the Most High God have before ordained that we should walk in them. And then I have 2nd Esdras chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 38 and read pretty quick. The point is in 41. It says, arise and stand up, behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord, which are departed from the shadow of the world, and have received glorious garments of the Lord. Take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord. All right, and that's the whole point. Beseech the power of the Lord. Do you believe in the power of the Lord, and that the Most High God, when he set up his men to be his mouthpiece, there is going to be, it's going to be decently in order. There's going to be a rank and file. So again, there's going to be some top men, and amongst the top men, a top man. Do you believe in the power of the Lord or not? And if the apostles of Great Millstone are not those top men, who is? Are you Hassad? Are you Sakari, Deacon Hakai, or Alazar, or whoever? Are y'all the top men? Then say that y'all the top men, and y'all need to follow y'all, since y'all the top men, since you can't be corrected, you can't be told. You've been, you ask these questions about Ezekiel 38 time and time again, and they've answered them. They've answered them and went through the scriptures. With precepts. And here it is. You continue to ask again and again. They just showed up in North Carolina at the brother Hawad.
Do the same shit.
Exactly. When you're asking the same questions, just like vocab, like the elder said.
It's like the apostles came out with the apostle Gabar went into it. Y'all and Apostle Tahar. That's Matthew 25. Come give me some of your oil. You should, if you were built up righteously and you've been in the truth for 5, 6, 7. Matter of fact, if you've been in the truth for 6 years, 6 months to a year, you should be solid. You shouldn't be. You come up under your teachers. All right.
That's it.
Be assured of who you've been taught and who you've learned from.
Right.
These are unruly.
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable and unruly niggers and niggerettas.
That's it.
They do not. First of all, this is not rocket science. I asked Hassad, show me one scripture that says Gog and Magog, which is so-called Russia, you think that today is going to be ruling. They're going to be in bunkers, running and hiding. This is going to be earthquakes and massive this and that. And we talked about it in the elders' room, how we were saying the same thing the elders were saying. It's one body. The whole body of the Lord is showing you that once Esau, Babylon goes down, it's done. It is finished. And here you are, it's a minor disagreement. Minor?
Well, here it goes. According to Isaiah 52, it says basically the men of the Lord, the watchmen was going to see eye to eye.
That's it.
Obviously, y'all ain't the watchmen because y'all
can't see eye to eye.
We got everything in common.
Right, and where is a bunch of people that's following Hassad? I'm talking about that's teaching the exact same thing that he's teaching. Where is the men in the group that would be eye to eye on one accord, speaking the same thing?
Y'all need to listen to Hassad and have a debate. Y'all need to go ahead and a debate,
right?
A dialogue.
Hey, a debate for what? When we as the prophets of the Lord, we do not have the power to give increase.
Hey, look.
We just do our job, and we plant, and we water, and it's the Most High God that's going to give the increase to whoever his sheep is. We don't need to debate you.
By the time the men of the Lord was done with him, that dude was Bobby Green. And it didn't end too well for Bobby Green.
Couldn't even tap out.
His ass was tapped out and broken arm. fucked up ligament arm.
Even though he left Sakari, the nigga still took a bad. So he still working.
See, Salaki, for the record,
Yeah.
when the scripture talk about filthy lucre's sake, it doesn't always just mean money. Lucre is gain. If you're trying to get fame, if you're trying to get notoriety, if you're trying to be the man, I'm leaving. I'm not saying that's why he left. I'm I can be in my own camp. I want to run the show. See, that's not who the Lord dealing with.
But but you know what? He got the. But you know what? You know, you attract what's that?
Everybody
birds of a
research
feather.
it.
Birds of a feather. So that's what Al-Azhar did.
Right.
Yes.
And the brothers who remember, I called it. You know, I said it. I said that's what he was all about. That this guy's just trying to shine and be somebody special.
And guess what? The people that's
And
leaving,
I called it. And the people that's leaving them are doing the same thing.
exactly.
Because birds of a feather flock
It
together.
was some other cats that
Because
left.
they
them.
didn't got big, got their own following, got their own name, and
Right.
they feeling like, hey, you can't be the man no more. I am.
Hey, yeah, and one of them was like, "Hey, man, look at our, this is our new emblem. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how our new emblem look? Yeah, it's nice, ain't it? Huh? What?
I
got my logo.
Yeah.
Sirach 17:10 said the election praise his holy name. So one of the telltale signs is they never promoted Yahweh Shai. So they never had a chief cornerstone. So that shit was going to fall apart anyway. One of the telltale signs of group, the Lord ain't dealing with them. They don't promote Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. We open up with that every video.
Exactly.
Right.
And close with it too.
Right, exactly.
Let me back up. This is Sirach 27:3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. That goes right what Shakari said. They didn't promote Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Nope.
That's what it's all about. It's not about us.
Right.
It's not about us making a name for ourselves.
Nope.
We're so mighty because we got this understanding. No, it says, how can we boast? We received all of this.
Right.
The knowledge we have is so we can do the work.
We're puppets, bro.
Right. We have it so we can do the work. All right, it's that simple. So the Lord can get praise and honor. Now the Lord is just so raw and merciful, well willing with elect. He's going to share. Yahweh is going to share his inheritance with us. But that's not what this is. This is doing the work for the Lord, man.
Yes, we're putting
Unprofitable servants.
Yahweh Shai on a pedestal, man, because Yahweh Shai is the only one to beat death. And so this is what we're talking about, promoting. This is who we're putting on a pedestal, the prototype, Yahweh Shai. This is what it's all about. All shine, Yahweh Shai. All praise, Yahweh Shai. All glory, Yahweh Shai. And then that's giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Father, because he said, do that to my word. You see? And the word is Yahweh Shai. What you got, Pops?
I got 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets amongst the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves
Most High Christ, bless. There's scriptures in the New Testament that says this is by being interpreted the Messiah. Christ being interpreted the Messiah. You can go skip right over there because you didn't read that, Bishop, and say Most High and Christ bless. If you know that it's Messiah, it's an interpretation of Christ, you will never go to a Greek heathen Edomite language to call your Lord.
Exactly.
It's that simple. That pisses me off so most high and what bless? Who the fuck is Christ? I never met that nigga. They christened the ship. That's not Christ. You think Christ is on that ship? No. Christ is nothing but a word that's an act. There's nothing to do with Hebrew. Ain't nothing to do with the Lord. Nothing to do with his powerful almighty name. And he said, there's only one name you can call on to be saved. And they fuck that all up. And then even Sakari, other groups, they'll be all praises to the Most High, APPTP, whatever the fuck, Christ. I hate that shit.
Saying Most High and Christ bless.
Bro, who the fuck is he?
Let me get the second verse. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
Yeah, what you call the elders? Old farts, old couch potatoes, things of that nature.
What did he do?
Yeah, you forget the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Come on now.
That you have need that a man teach you. Well, all you niggas got this doctrine from the elders, because if it wasn't for the elders, yeah, it was like the elders going to, it was certain camps still going out. But when this thing got pushed on YouTube, that wasn't under y'all banner. That was strictly under the banner of the elders of GMS.
Right,
and look how much fruit
And the
has
other
grown.
camp, right? And the other camps was watching them as well.
That's right, brother.
All right.
It's evident who the man of the Lord is. Evident.
A tree will be known by its fruit.
fruit.
And you go to Sakari, ISUPK, IUIC, GOCC, HOI,
Get a bunch of
FO.
lined up dudes with long ass hair down the middle of their back.
Hats on.
Different
With,
doctrines.
with different doctrines.
Hats.
With hats on, heads covered, lined up, crispy.
Hey,
Right?
I got one
T-shirt.
question. I got one question.
T-shirts.
Where is all the videos and the fruit and the produce
Man.
from all the men in those
Man, if
goddamn camps?
IUIC men were up to par and actually doing videos, it would break the internet.
Come on now.
Them niggas was
It would
just
break
marching.
the internet. If they added all their videos onto ours and
Come on,
everybody
man.
else, same thing with ISUPK.
That's right.
All right.
And Sakari.
Because they got a lot of they got a lot of members. But if you notice, whenever they come out in Chicago, which is maybe 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
Well, it's true. About 3-4 times a year they come out.
Yeah,
And when they
perfect
do
weather
it,
Israelites.
only 1 or 2 guys speak.
They should call us a PWI, perfect weather
There's
Israelites.
an air quality report on the weather app. You can't go out today.
The wind do us too much.
There's too much dew out.
The wind chills.
Too much humidity.
The index is.
The humidity is gonna be 86% today.
But
See
them,
the. Go ahead, brother.
but them niggas did show come out deep about that lady when she did throw the goddamn pipe any goddamn way she got her ass.
It don't even matter. My whole thing
You know,
was,
but they was deep as hell, but they don't never come out to teach the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
no,
They came out for the lady, but not for the Lord.
they didn't even do
There
a
you go.
fucking video.
But Tosh,
You would go march, but you're not even gonna do a video about it.
Right.
But you'll go march though.
Because they wanted to go and make that showing to please their handler so that we could all be demonized. And them dummies think that they're going to be exempt from it. No, they're coming for you first, man.
And that whole show that they did in that area, nobody know about Yahushua.
Nope.
Nobody know about the will of the Father and the kingdom of heaven to come, and that's what it's all about.
It's all about-
Nobody know about repentance and turning back to Yahweh
Come
Bahashem
on.
Yahushua.
Hey,
Making your body a living sacrifice, not being conformed to this world, but being transformed.
Taking
by the
L's and
renewing
taking
of your
L's
mind.
and taking L's. The apostles been taking L's since
Suffering.
1970.
Suffering.
Started with Elder Abba Bivens.
Started with Yahushua.
Oh,
He
come
suffered.
on. Oh, yeah,
He
yeah,
said,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
okay.
suffer with me, we shall be glorified
man.
together.
There you go.
And so
Man.
what do the people that they went and marched know about that?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they didn't teach them anything.
Nothing.
Because all they did was Hut 2, 3, 4.
That's it.
I was
That's it.
Who's the king?
Yeah.
The bystanders talking about, ooh, they look sharp.
Yeah. That's it. They look sharp. Bunch of men could just come together, do some cake.
All I saw was long ass ponytails and dreads to the middle of their backs.
And you best believe they had to call the city to get that,
Yeah,
together
absolutely.
and do that. They couldn't just show up and do it,
No,
Here's so some of that. Here's so some of that. High so some of that. High so some of that. He go bottom. What the fuck is that doing?
Nothing.
You know the milk is what wake up people. Every time we're out there preaching, someone come up and we talk about the Isaiah 14s and 1s, the Deuteronomy 28s, and the scriptures that just talk about the milk. The desire, you brought it out last Saturday, the desire, the sincere milk of the word. That is what's waking up
That's what the
Jesus.
babes need.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. Not no sitting up here marching, man. And then the true men of the Lord, the true prophets of the Lord, got to get on everybody else. And that's why the true prophets are most hated. All right, that's why the true prophets ain't gonna be, demonized. They're gonna be that people gonna say, "Oh yeah, y'all just hating," all these things. But this is our job, and somebody got to do it.
Y'all
And call
just
her
jealous.
volume, to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for being hired for this job.
Y'all jealous of Hassan.
And it says that we can be like partakers of the suffering of Yahushai. You see? Matter of
Y'all
fact, I'm
jealous
gonna get it.
of, y'all
Why
jealous
you
of
getting that? Bring
Sakari.
out that scripture you burning with, brother.
This is 2 Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, reprobate concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was.
That's prophecy right now because it's all being manifested right now. If you
That's
read the
the
law,
scripture.
that's perfect. You read the law, statutes, commandments, and the scriptures. The Lord says a tree will be known by its fruit. You're not going to walk up to a tree, like what the scripture say, you're not going. Your son ain't going to ask for some bread, you're giving him a stone. The Lord, he ain't going to ask for some juice and you're going to give him some poison. You're going to give them the truth.
What they need.
What they need to grow thereby. They're not, because they do not, they're hirelings. They cannot care for the flock because they're hirelings. The only people who care about your business is the people who own the business. All right? If you don't own the business and you're invested in the business, they're not going to work for the business. They're going to just use the business. This truth right here, you have to understand. We're part of the ground floor opportunity. We're part. The Lord said, everywhere the soles of our feet shall tread is yours. So are you mad what Esau, Edom, and the wicked is doing with your property, which is the property of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, and the elect men? If you're either complicit or you're motherfucking a culprit.
You're going to stand on your square. Brother, read verse 11.
Kind of read down or...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Verse you read to verse 10. I mean, to verse 10. Read 11.
Verse 11. It says, persecutions and afflictions, and came to. It says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch and at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured.
So what this is telling you, that literally this is what the men of the Lord are going to go through.
That's right.
The men of the Lord are going to be persecuted. They're going to be looked down upon. They're going to be talked about in a negative light. And we're fulfilling that right now.
We speak.
Yeah. All right? We're fulfilling that right now. You still got people that are pushing that lie about us, dealing with underage girls. Mm-hmm. And that was a complete, and the person who started that lie even apologized for it. But you see, it went out there. And so people hear that, which just becomes an excuse not to hear the gospel. Right?
Yeah, if I may.
Bring it out, bro.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. I'm going to read it in the NLT. And right above it, verse 12, it says suffering for being a follower of Yahushua, right? But of course, say a follower of being a Christian, but that's a follower of Yahushua, all right? And teaching the same thing that Yahushua was teaching. So it says, dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if some strange thing were happening unto you. Instead, be very glad. For these trials make you partners with Yahushua in his suffering, so that ye will have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world. If you are insulted because you bear the name of Yahushua, you will be blessed. For the glorious spirit of the Most High God rests upon you. If you suffer, however, it must not be for murder, stealing, making trouble, or prying into other people's affairs, but it is no shame to suffer for being a follower of Yahushua. You see? So if we're about defending the gospel, we're about saying, oh no, you talking about you a teacher of the Bible, but you breaking it down the wrong way. Here's the correction. And you don't want to see the correction, and so you mock us, you scoff us, you demonize us, you hate us, you do all these things.
Why would you want to teach wrong technique?
Man,
come on, bro.
So if I'm being taught something, and I learn that brother, you leaving out a detail, you gotta if you do it that way, you're gonna get knocked out. If you do it this way, you're gonna whatever. And I get corrected.
Right.
I'm actually excited that I got it right.
Exactly.
All right, because I was sold on this thing that I was doing wrong.
Right.
And then I'm teaching it to other people wrong. Right. I don't want to teach wrong. I want to teach properly.
Exactly.
Who taught Leon Edwards to do this? Who was talking about yesterday? I ain't never seen in all the fights that we ever seen somebody defend like this. Let me defend like this. And every time he did that, he went under and fucked him up.
He punched him first and then went under and take him down. It made me have doubts about, but anyway.
The integrity. But you practice what you're taught. You do not deviate from the things that you learn.
Guy strike.
Freestyling.
No, I watched that guy fight many a times, man, and what he did, and that's kind of like, and that's a good relation to what we're talking about, because these guys they doing that garbage ass defense, and every time they do it, there's holes in it, and people punching you right through it.
Swiss cheese doctrine.
So you got. As a matter of fact, let me go back to what
Right, and we have the unpopular job, all right, to correct you. We have the unpopular job to rebuke.
Yeah.
You see, and but the rebuke and correction, that's love. So you're not even taking the love being extended to you.
But you know what? Jake hates correction.
Yep.
That which makes me think about the comments on the comment board of this video. Let me read this real quick.
We're gonna play that?
Yeah, we're gonna play this. It says, I'm just continuing where Lahab was, 2 Timothy 3:13. You gonna read on down? Yeah, read on down to about 16.
It says, yeah, and all 2 Timothy 3:12. It says, yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Yeah, and that's a lot of these men out there. Hassan being one of them. Followers of the people who follow Al-Azhar, man. Because you know, I didn't met and conversated with some of them brothers from Sakari, Chicago, and a lot of them brothers, I believe, was really sincere, man.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I had the head tell me, looked me right in my eyes, shook my hand, and told me, brother, I watch all your videos, man.
That's right.
So, you know, and I was like, oh, we're good, brother. You know, with Shalom, because I have to be honest, I've never watched any of theirs. I've never watched it.
I
mean, no, I'm not being funny, but I've never watched because I had issues with Al-Azhar. All right, I didn't have issues with the men of Sakari in Chicago that were actually out on the highways doing the work. I had issues with Al-Azhar that would never resolve going all the way back to 2011, right? Because he popped up like late 2010.
Yep.
All right, and then then as soon as he got there, all the drama started in that camp. 2011, he didn't make it he didn't make it a year, barely in the Great Millstone, man. Because he came in about 2010. It was around that time, unruly. All right, by the time 2011 he was out of there, you know. And but nevertheless, man, I've always had issues and never trusted him. I never felt like he was sincere from the time he put the hat on. That's right. You know, because once he did, when Sakari, the first couple of years Sakari was going, and he was teaching the same likewise doctrine as us, I was like, okay, then this brother might be all right.
But his hair kept getting longer.
Then his hair kept getting longer. Yep. Then the hat went on, and all of a sudden, you know, he had hair down to the middle of his back.
Yep.
Ponytail teaching. Had on when he's teaching. I'm like, what the fuck? What's all this?
And then came to New York to come to deal with the apostles, grabbing on the apostles. Yeah, this motherfucking nigga.
This nigga right here.
This nigga right here. We're in common. I mean, the Lord says, matter of fact, to show you the order of the Lord, man. Peter and John coming to the temple, to the tomb of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. John wouldn't even enter into to the tomb until Peter came. That's order.
I'm so glad you said that.
Right.
Play the video. It's all about order. And when you read the comment board on here, I hate niggas and I can't wait for the 2/3.
Soft ass niggas.
The 2/3 niggas to get put to the sword right along with them big mouth, whorish ass, queen ass nigga women. All right?
And queen means prostitute.
When the Lord, you know, queen spelled Quean.
That's the original spelling.
It's original spelling. All right?
Hussy,
prostitute, whore.
common bitch.
That's what it means. A port whore. That's a bar hog. That's what they call
She's
it.
for the streets.
That's exactly.
Lot lizard. Hey, that trucker shit. That's the lot lizard. You ain't lying.
Lot lizard.
All right. Okay. It's like I'm about to play this.
And yeah, the people on the comment board, Jake. This goes to show you, Jake does not want order. And look at the bugs on hot ass.
That shit was wicked as fuck. Man. That shit pissed me.
Okay, what happened?
Tease out with all day. All day.
Okay.
What you mean was on me? You got your third eating before me. How you gonna play before me?
No problem, because he was here before you started.
What's
the issue?
Who paid bills here? Look at him.
You go eat, ain't you?
Your son eat before me?
Beat the fuck out of his ass.
So you play, so why are you complaining?
Look at this, bro. I come, listen, I'm gonna explain this to y'all. I work 12-hour days. I come home. She got curry. What she got? What she put to it?
Some curry chicken.
Curry chicken. Look. Her son is eating before me.
So what's the issue? You have the plate. So what's the
You do it like this all the time. I told you about that. I told you about that.
So what's the problem? You're still.
I'm tired of this, bro. You disrespectful.
Okay, so you don't want to eat?
Do he pay bills here? Do he pay bills here?
No, but he was here niggas always complaining about this. Everybody eat.
What I do, what I tell you when you moved in? Now, I'm the man of this house, and I should be treated as such, right? Oh, you don't get a problem?
No.
I'm gonna show you the problem. Excuse me, bro. Excuse me.
Damn right. There's no food left. Fuck that motherfucker. That is on tape.
Pay my ass. It's my ass.
Nobody can eat. Nobody can eat. Nobody. Don't touch me.
First time seeing that. Damn right. Fuck.
Hold up.
That was it.
All right, so yeah, it makes
That's
you mad,
righteous,
man,
huh?
because
Made
what
Lord
they
bless
don't
him.
understand is that we had customs among our people, all right, and it's called order, all right. And she says, "Pack your shit now, ma'am." Yes, Hillman Williams, yeah, right. She can move in with you, all right, because he said when you moved in, so he took in this woman and this child. Look, I keep telling you, Israelites, to lead, and you saw where her headline was back to the middle of her head in the first place, all right. Leave these hat wearing baby mama, the got all them babies and all them different baby daddies. Leave these heifers alone, man.
Hey.
If you're gonna deal with the headache of a child, let it be your own. Do not, you a young man, do not go and put yourself in that situation, man. Because because look, we had customs, and these customs are right there in the Bible. Now we want to read the comments.
I gotta go. I can't. I gotta go log in to do that.
The you can't go up and down the comments.
I'm about to in a second.
Okay, because the comment board is sick with everyone supporting this woman and coming against this man.
Yeah.
No, he's the man of the house. Look, and if you went back just to the 1950s, all right, early 1960s, families ate dinner together.
Yeah.
Everyone sat at the table. The father sat at the head of the table and got his plate first. And so, and guess what? That's order, and that's actually in the Bible.
Right.
All right, you're supposed to serve the elder. He's the man of the house. Without him, like Saint Benji said earlier, the boy wouldn't have shit to eat. He and his mom moved into his house, and he works 12 fucking hour days to provide for them. And all he asks was for order, and that they eat at the table, and that he gets his place first. That's all he asks from this woman.
Yeah, and this bitch didn't even try to rectify the situation. It's simpler. For one, he already talked about it, bitch just getting lying. She talking shit instead of giving his plate. He still had a plate. The video lasted for 2 minutes. Arguing, he still had a plate the whole damn time. Bitch, what's going on?
Ain't nobody eating.
You want to know
Give him his fucking plate. He come home, he want his fucking plate.
That's right, brother.
He don't want to do nothing else. He don't want. He didn't take his vest off. He want his fucking plate. He hungry.
And then he reiterated, he said, "No, when I first told you, when you moved in," which means he said he made a contractual agreement that I'm the man of the house. This is how I wanted to be run. And I'm coming here, and I ain't got no food, and I gotta come wait behind somebody else to get some food.
And then that old bugged out colored hair with the damn bugs on her eyes. All right, like she all shot, and then all them whips and them sorry simple. No, the child come first. The child don't come fucking first.
Absolutely.
That's not the order that somebody get in the scriptures real quick.
If the father dies, if the parent dies, that child is fucked. That child needs the parent.
Because clearly his father ain't feeding him.
If the child dies,
that man is feeding.
More children.
I got a precept real quick.
Bring it out, brother.
This one Yahweh Shah said, right?
I got the comment.
This Luke 17:7. This Yahweh Shah speaking. But which of you having a servant plowing or feeding cattle will say unto him by and by when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat, and will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
There it is.
There
it is. It's the record, the law, the Bible. All right, the man of the house is supposed to eat first. Thus saith the Lord. See, but they are all screaming that they Christians.
Let me ask you real quick.
Bring it out, brother.
This Galatians 4:1. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, it is talking about a prince to be king.
That's right.
Differeth nothing from a servant,
Still a servant.
so he be Lord of all. A child is meant to be. Hey, look, back in the day, the remote, my OG had a remote right next to her. She'd call me in the room, and I understand why. Cause she could have literally just leaned over, grabbed you, but she'd call me from my room because that puts you in
order, right mind.
It makes you realize that The world don't revolve around you.
That's right.
And that's the problem with these niggas now, man. They got a bunch of people like these comments talking about the child come first.
Oh man, I
the
got
child
it.
this. Why?
I'm so
but
mad.
that's why these little motherfuckers so spoiled. And when shit don't go their way, they will blast you. That's why that one dude killed his mother for that money.
For that money,
yeah, he killed his
in
mother.
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, he killed her because exactly.
I got a precept.
He did that because he think everything is supposed to revolve around him, supposed to get what the fuck he want when he want it. Hey, this is a rock 30.
That's what I was holding. 7.
It's 7.
Perfect. That's what I was holding, bro.
Ooh-wee.
Perfect. That's what I was holding.
And it's such an obscure precept, so I know the spirit. Sirach 30 and 7. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his vows will be troubled at every cry. You're not supposed to cater to your fucking child. Otherwise, they'll think too much of themselves, man. They'll be what they call a spoiled brat. Think everything's supposed to go their way. And life's supposed to be about their happiness.
Come on, bro.
All right, they have a warped perception of life and how it's supposed to be.
That's Sirach.
I got Sirach 30 and 7.
I got a couple.
30 and 7. Con.
I got a couple.
They showed you.
Yeah, it's one more verse too.
Go ahead, brother.
It's 2 more. Oh shit. And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
That's right.
And a child left to himself be willful. So a child has to be put in this place to understand. You know, conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. So you're supposed to make sure a child is put in its proper order. Man.
That's right. Where you at? That's right. Yeah.
Okay, 33 and 21.
Yeah. And I was gonna get the cocker, but that was perfect.
33 and 21.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because about 30. And another thing, these little kids, they don't have a thing of stay in a child's place. There's nobody telling a child anymore, stay in a child's place.
That's right. No,
right? Everything is just, it's all about you. You're the world, especially with the nigga woman. These bitches call their children little kings. Are you my king?
Yep,
This little nigga, this is my king.
Catering to this
is my king. And
right, which makes no sense. When you think that he's a seed of his father. So is his father not your king?
Yeah. Hey, they even showed you that on All About Chris or whatever that fucking show was.
Everybody
hates Chris. Where his father was talking about, where's my big piece of chicken at?
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Right, because they had the chicken, he wanted the big piece.
Exactly.
Right, but bring out what you got, and we're going to go to some of these concepts. Go ahead, brother.
Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and last thou gnash thy teeth in the end. So what you do with a child early on in his life, that's how he's going to grow up to expect life to be. So you're supposed to be handing out lessons. Every day with your child is lessons. You'll enjoy them later on. All right? You'll be able to have that drink with him because he's now a respectable,
responsible,
absolute,
active member of society. Instead of this little brat that when shit don't go his way, he crash out. That's why you got so many crash outs right now.
And he had nasty ass dreads, and he was gonna handle his confrontations and his disagreements the same way his mother did.
Yeah.
Right, volatile and not being inconsiderate. Unruly, and what's the word that I'm looking for? When a person no, not insubordinate. The word when you can't even deal with a person, unreasonable. He's gonna be unreasonable, and it's gonna lead to violence, to either him shooting somebody or somebody shooting him.
Jailbait.
All right.
I got that for you, y'all. This is Rock 33:21. For better it is that thy children should seek to thee, than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy. So you're supposed to make sure a child know that they're a child. Exactly. All right, life ain't about you. When you grow up and you the man in your house, then it's about you. With your woman, it's about you. And the scriptures even say the Lord confirming the authority of the mother over the children. These days, these women treat their children the way they're supposed to treat their men.
Exactly.
They cater to the fucking child.
I got it.
All right, they doing all the chores. Look, like the last bitch I had to give them young men chores. She doing all the shit for them. Scarf doing some shit for me. All right, but she doing. No, they can do this shit.
I got
exactly. That's a fucking.
And that's the thing going on right now, where these females are. They're sitting with their children. They're watching movies with their sons. They're using their sons as a surrogate man. You know what I'm saying? As this is my man, but this is your son. You know, and there's a thing going on in Israel and the so-called J communities right now, where they're literally literally, they're using their sons as if they're their mans, going out on dates, watching movie nights, cuddling up, sleeping up as a surrogate of man.
These bitches kiss their sons and they bite their lips now. Yeah. You know, you will see a nigga woman, Newport breath and all, bite her son lip.
That's
they real intimate with these kids.
I got you. Matt
text me. Matthias text me saying, go to verse 19. So Sirach 33:19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest they repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. So I'm gonna keep going. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. Verse 22. And all thy works keep to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in thy honor. So why is your household, you a man, you have to keep the preeminence. You're the king of that house.
Yes.
Point blank period.
And it's not, I was going to say it must be obeyed by your woman and then the children.
Yes, it's not the sense, oh, you don't care about the it ain't like the nigga said, starve, motherfucker. The order must be established, man. All right? Hey. It's just that simple. He provided for the nigga already. If he didn't want the nigga to die, he wouldn't be providing for him.
That's right.
Exactly. He's already doing all that. He just wants the order established because that's what the fuck it is, man.
Exactly.
That's like a bitch. A bitch that won't shit her fucking way, but expect the manager. This is why you niggas are simps. Because you will
and it's a bunch of simps on that fucking comic book.
You bow down cater to a bitch, bow down cater to a fucking child, and you just take shit. But it's supposed to be the other fucking way around, man.
Yeah, I gotta back you up. This is Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Oh, my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. This is the Amplified. Oh, my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Oh, my people, your leaders lead you astray, and confuse, destroy, swallow up the direction of your paths. When you follow the so-called nigger woman, these kids,
emotionally fucked
all right,
up.
These kids will go bankrupt over making sure their child, who is 3, 4, 5 years old, have $150 pair of Jordans, kid style, that they're going to outgrow in 3 months. All right, and then go to Esau Edom and tell them, hey, I need more child support because I need $100,000 a month to raise up my child to give him his hot country girl.
Desire not the multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Sirach 16 and 1.
Yeah.
All right, you don't put that little ungodly, dread-headed,
above you,
little niglet, over the man who's feeding and clothing and taking care of him and housing him.
Can I get the order?
You don't do that.
You got Corinthians.
Absolutely.
11. I got
First.
Yeah, that's the I've been waiting on this one.
Yeah. First Corinthians.
We ain't even gonna go to the comments. It's just gonna make you mad, man.
It did. I've already. That's
First Corinthians 11 and 1. It says,
listen up, everybody who was on that comment board. Women who putting the children above the man.
That kid gotta eat first.
Is that the chick? Is her video?
No,
I'm not sure. No,
I don't know. She one of the chicks who was talking shit on there. And she quiet as hell.
Here are the comments. I got
because hey, you can do a test, and the first question is, to anybody, women, and say, should the Lord Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, should he obey his father God? Is the head the Most High God, Yahweh? All right, if he's the head, should whoever is right under him obey him? All right, be in compliance with him and serve him? They say yeah, right? All right, well, above the man is Yahweh. Should the man be obedient to their head, Yahweh? All right, should they obey him and be in compliance and serve him?
A man of God.
I'm going to skip one. I'm going to go down to say, should the child obey their parent, even if it's a woman? Should the child obey the head, their mother?
Sure.
And be in compliance and obey her and serve her?
Don't give her no fucking trouble. Sure.
Yeah. Well, how about a man who's the head over the woman? Should the woman
but you talking shit.
Oh, what happened? Wait a minute. We were just going around the order. Wait a minute.
Right.
So you'll skip the man being the head over the woman, but all the other one you be cool with. The Lord should obey the Father.
I'm an independent black woman.
Yeah,
I don't need no man.
1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua. All right? The head of every man is Yahushua. So every man should obey, be in compliance, follow, emulate, imitate, be about whatever he say, whatever you like. I want to serve you, my head, Yahushua. Whatever you like. Don't do this? Okay, I won't do that. Oh, do this? This is what I want to do. All right, yes, you get first. You get the preeminence. You're my head because I do want protection from you. I do want guidance from you. All right, I do want you to lead me and protect me in all these things. So I should listen to you.
Those provisions that you go provide.
Exactly. So I need to serve him and obey him. Well, it says the head of the woman is the man. Oh! The head of the, I'm reading the Bible. The head of the woman is the man.
And if the man says,
go,
I want my plate first.
Yep.
I feed you. I feed him.
Yep.
All right. So all he wanted was to sit and the boy sitting at the head of the table.
Hey,
that's right. Absolutely.
All she had to do.
He's sitting at the fucking head of the table on top of that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, surely he just walks in the house. His thing is, bitch, all you gotta do is make his plate, put it in the microwave, so he come in and give it to him right away. He didn't say the little nigga can't be eating. He said, I want my plate first.
Right.
He's still standing there fucking waiting.
Right.
Make the plate, put it in the microwave.
Yep.
Then eat. The point is, get his shit first.
That's it.
It's that fucking simple.
That's
so
it.
when he ready for it, it's there.
Yep.
And that's what I grew up in that scenario.
Exactly. And well, that's what I'm saying. You go back to the ancient times. You know what I'm saying? But you see how shit get worse and worse, you know, as time, you know, progresses. Because wickedness is got to reach its height. So that means wickedness and out of order and backward assness is just going to reach its height.
Well, you know what? Can I just jump in there real quick?
Absolutely.
This is the Ecclesiastes 16:6. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled. And in the rebellious nation, wrath is set on fire. The Lord is about to tear you two-third ass, wicked ass, woman worshiping, child worshiping ass, Negroes and Spigroes. Y'all about to get it, man. Y'all about to get it, and I cannot wait.
So I'm gonna finish this and then Capo, boy, that arm about to fall off. You know,
No, he did the Moses. You see the Moses he did? You got something holding up his hands.
So 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is Yahweh, the Most High God. That's the order. That's how it goes. You don't like it? Take it up with the big guy.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, because the game is cold, but it's fair. The Elder Malcolm, he's always shared the same sentiment to us that he just said since I first came to camp. He said, "Don't you ever get with a single mother." All right, and this is
And hey, I was telling you that through experience.
Experience,
For what I've been through and what I've seen over and over again, man. You know, the being the father it's a thankless job, man. All right, especially when you provide and feed and taking care of someone else's child, and in a lot of cases, the woman is still creeping with that guy. All right, or the door he always has a way back in because of familiarity.
Even in that video right there, the dude who he took the plate from, he didn't stand up for that man. He was up there feeding his motherfucking face.
He didn't even stop eating.
He was going straight.
He was enjoying the
meal prepared.
He was enjoying the whole argument. He was eating. He was eating to be disrespectful.
Yeah, my mama's at me.
But if I may.
Surely I eat before you, nigga.
Right, because and that's
Brian.
One of the main red flags.
You ain't my daddy.
You ain't my daddy.
One of the main red flags in these fucking females nowadays A, she's a single mother. B, if she say, I don't need to whoop my kids, run. Fucking run.
Yeah.
You are setting yourself up for a life of disrespect.
Yep.
And coming third. No matter how much or how little you contribute to that so-called relationship.
My child come before anybody. My child come first. My child.
So that's the sign of an extremely ungodly woman.
Yes.
Because if you loved your child, you're gonna follow the order of the Lord and put your man first. That ain't saying that you putting your child down. That's not saying that you disrespecting and not taking care of your child.
Just order.
All it's saying is that you following the order of the Lord that you so-called say you believe in.
Your child just grew up to be an unruly bastard.
Exactly. And
that doesn't know order. And that's the problem. Our people are Salakia, brother. And our people are just fucking disorderly.
Yep.
Oh, one last point, because that's dumping spirit raw. Because I want to say this. We kind of glossed over a very important part of Isaiah 3, because Jake refused to read the King James Version, hit his heart. It says, they destroyed the way of thy paths, they which lead thee. So the way this shit is set up, where the women is ruling the household and putting the children on a pedestal, is destroying the path, because how these little bastards growing up, man.
That's why they all in jail and shooting and killing each other.
Exactly. They don't respect any male authority.
Exactly.
All male authority is shit to them, because they're told that male authority is shit. There's no male authority. The woman runs shit. There's no male authority. The woman is who you follow. Kiss the woman's ass and then do as you fucking feel.
Happy wife, happy
It's
life.
all about you. It's about what the fuck you want. And then you got these niggas that go catch 10 bodies right now, and then you know how they get caught? Because they simping for some bitch.
Come on. Hey, we brought that out the other day. The majority of the niggas in jail are in there over a fucking female. 99%
my cousin's father was a police officer, died a police officer in the line of duty, and he told my cousin that. And he told him that years ago, way before the truth, way before I woke up. He told him that when he was a teenager. He told him to be careful with these women. All right, because his father ended up, my aunt. I ain't even, my cousin's mother. I'm not even gonna speak on her because I got nothing good to say. So I won't. So I just won't speak. All right, but he ended up in Mexico with a whole other family, a whole other wife, and his father's a Gadite.
Good.
All right, and he told him be careful of these women, especially. And I guess he was messing when he went to go see his son. He was 17, had his own spot, and there was an old dark ass woman in there with him. And he said, be careful of them real dark ones like that. He said, because he said that most of these men in jail behind women like that, son. And he told him, and he told him that, look, and then he said, hey, hug me, give me a kiss, son. And he said, if you can't hug and kiss your own father and get on your knees and pray in front of that woman, if she got a problem with that, then you don't need her. All right.
Oh,
Wow.
Let me look at these scriptures. Yeah. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7. I'm going to hit 23 and jump to 26. It says, have you children, instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth. And like the Saint Benji was saying, this is why we live in a world full of crash outs, because none of these children have been given instruction. They don't understand nor respect male authority. And that's why the Elder Malcolm
unless you're so-called white. Salaki.
Right. And that's why the Elder Malcolm always told us, do not get with a fucking single mother, because when you do that shit, you get handed all the responsibility, but you have zero authority.
Right.
That is a bad fucking deal.
Right.
Go work,
stupid.
Right.
Go work all day, 40 hours a week.
Right.
Go put all the food. Go do all the lines work. Try to go set everything up.
And trust me, and then it's still like a fool. Well, I tried it. But
me too.
But the woman showed her true colors.
I did too. I bumped my head too.
So it just yeah.
Hold on. Let me get 26. This is Sirach 7 and 26. It says, have you a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. And 98% of these fucking females, because I'm gonna call them females because they're not women, they're females. They are light women. They hate order, don't understand order, do not respect male authority, and even when you really you think you're doing yourself a service, you think you're doing the thing that's honorable. You really just fucking you're subjecting yourself to a life of enslavement and disrespect, man.
Yeah. Can I give you a definition of the word woman?
Well,
An etymon is adult female human.
All right, it says literally woman, man, woman, female servant.
Serve. Yep.
Female servant. A woman's supposed to be a female servant. If that's the definition of what a woman is, and you cannot teach, and make sure your females are under the understanding of the vibration they're supposed to be in, you're a simp, ass nigga, and you are turning things upside down the way the Lord's orders is supposed to be.
And we are the woman, the man is the woman to Yahushua. Because Yahushua is the bridegroom and we are the bride. And so we should be like the woman to and serve Yahweh.
And it also means wife. When you go into that read more in that etymology, and then when you go into wife, it means woman. So your fucking woman's supposed to be your wife and your servant. If she ain't serving you or being a wife, that's why that's why I call them regular ass females. Because when have the last time a fucking female out here been a wife or a servant to a man?
Maybe like in 1940 something.
Long time ago.
Right, before World War II, around World War II.
Yeah.
Right.
These bitches are out of fucking order.
Probably in Europe, because they had TV and radio by that time here in America, and and the Western women been off ever since.
Exactly. So they out of order and they bitches, man.
Go ahead, Doc.
This is 1 Timothy 3, starting about 4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. When you go into that gravity, that's G 4584. The characteristic of a thing or person which entitles or reverence and respect, dignity, majesty, sanctity, honor, and purity. You're supposed to have your kids where they say, my dad is the head of this house. This is how this goes. If he says something, that's law.
Well, that's why when you watch a lot of old movies, old black and white films, the girl, a guy had to seek the permission of the father to court his daughter.
Right.
All right. Or when something was going down, the mother had to check with her husband. The son had to check with her father.
Right.
With his father. All right. Now, you fast forward to today. I said it right. The son has to check with her father. All right. Because these sons are calling themselves women and all kind of weird mess, man.
Right.
So everything's backwards and upside down, and it's gonna take the Lord to clean it up.
There's my rules in there. I gotta check with the old ball and chain spirit.
Yeah.
I gotta ask my better half.
That shit.
My better half, right?
That shit. These
niggas are a woman now.
Yep.
Woman worship.
And this Genesis 3:16. For the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conceptions. And sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, which you're going to bring forth your husband's children, not no other nigga children, and he got to take care of them. Another nigga. Fuck out of here. And thy desire should be to thy husband. You supposed to desire your husband, follow him, follow his order, what he tells you to do. It don't matter. And he shall rule over thee. He's supposed to rule over your ass. That's just what it is. That's the law. That's how the Lord set everything up from the beginning. Anything else outside of that, you're dead. Like it says, she that liveth in pleasures is dead while she living.
That's why one of the reasons why they're really pushing hard to get rid of the Bible now too. Is you notice there's a lot of videos that are circulating right now on both YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram of Edomites saying that Jesus isn't real and God isn't real. Right. Well, you're right. Jesus isn't real. Y'all made that shit up.
That's right.
That's not scriptural. And then you put the J word in the Bible when you printed it. All right? But Yahushua is real. All right? And the gospel of Yahushua, the gospel of Jesus, you can come as you are. You can call yourself a man when you're a woman. Right. You can call yourself a woman when you're a man. All right, or you can identify as a small rabbit or whatever the hell, they be on all kind of bullshit.
But you know what's
right?
You know what's important? It's hard for nowadays because the women are so adulterous and just slept with like 1,000 men. You really can't even bond with her like that.
No, you can't.
If you had a virgin, she be clean.
You can't pair bond with these women. It's hard. You can't
Paris too, not
you can't pair bond with a woman who's been with more women than her grandmothers have birthdays.
More men than
well, actually, I said more women because that's the case too. Twice the amount of men that her grandmother had birthdays. Bring out your scripture, Benji. We're gonna shut it down.
This 2 Timothy 2:6. The husbandman that laboreth must be partaker of the fruit. Slaki. 2 Timothy 2:6. The husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits.
There it is.
There it is. So read it one more time.
That was some razor blades. Damn, that's a
2 Timothy 2:6.
Sharp as my knife.
The husband that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits.
There it is, man. The husband that laboreth must be first. All right,
and then
partaker of the fruits.
Maybe think of Esther and the what happened with King Ahasuerus after the bullshit of Vashti. And it's like man, young and old, rich, poor, no matter whatever, they must be all given honor by their wives. Don't give a fuck what the fuck you are.
Hey, and that's why here it is right now. It's no glory for us right now, man.
That's right.
Until Yahweh Shai is glorified here on the earth, man.
This is not our rest.
You see, he gets the glory first. He gets the preeminence, man.
So we still in the church.
And so you should follow that example in that order that the Most High God set up, man. You see? So,
so with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory until
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakodash,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Abba Babal.
Turn those machines back on. Sell, Wilson, sell.
Robots.